Hi and welcome. Okay, so today we're going to talk about chambers. When I was a kid, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, we didn't have all this fancy audio, digital, computer stuff. People played music and they sang and you listened and they recorded it. And if they recorded it, they recorded it on a tape drive. And then they could play around with it a little bit with some compression, some equalization, but basically what you heard was what you got. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about chambers. Chambers are the boxes that the various and sundry loudspeakers were put in. And depending on which particular brand of loudspeaker and which particular brand of box, you would get very, very different effects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use something called Convolution Chambers, FL Studio as it's now known, to show you what I mean. So let's go over and find FL Studio, and I'll walk you through what's going on. So first of all, this is me talking to you. As you can see, I can make myself a little louder, a little softer. And over here is the master track, and I have three things loaded but turned off. Maximus, this guy wiggling around up here, is just a limiter to make sure that you can still hear me and not go nuts. The convoluter is what we're going to use to show you the various sounds of the chambers, and the Convolution GE is a compressor to kind of clean it all up so I don't blow your ears out. The music that we're going to use is already loaded here, and it is Europe's The Final Countdown, and if I come over here, you can see that we're only going to use a loop of it. It's a whole big long song, but we're only going to listen to this, and we're going to start out by just letting you listen to the lead brass. So in order to do that, what we got to come down and do is we've got to solo the channel with the lead brass on, which I've done by doing this little thing here. And we're going to now go ahead out to our convoluter, and we're going to turn it on. So you can hear already that there's a change in the sound. And here's our convoluter. Right now we're set at the default preset. So the way this works is pretty simple. What we do is we put a couple of microphones in a room, make a really loud sound, and then we listen and record the echoes. So here's our sound. And we could, in fact, load all sorts of different sounds, but right now what we're going to do is we're going to change this over and let you hear what a cathedral sounds like. Okay? So what I want to do now is go back and set this to default. All right. So this is the way they set the convoluter up. There's your really loud sound. And you can see as I go through the presets that the amount of echo changes. So let's start playing our loop, and we'll start out and I'll give you a really short delay and a really long delay. You can see that almost dies immediately. Now let's go to our big cathedral. You can hear the echo on echo on echo. All right, so let's start out here, and we'll do some cabinets. These would be different boxes of loudspeakers that you would be listening to. Now you can see that with a single guy, you can also hear that I'm getting echoed now because I'm coming in on this channel here, and the convoluter is on the master. There's a little bit of a difference, but it's really not that obvious. So what I'm going to do now is let you hear all the instruments and turn on the limiter here, and you're going to hear a real difference with the convoluter. So we're going to start out again with just a default. And there you have it. So, as you can see, back in the day, without the ability to go back and change and change and change, people would look and go through and buy performers, professional performers, and buy all sorts of different amplifiers until they find the sound they want. Now, if you listen to music from people in like the 70s, 60s and 70s, what you'll discover is that a particular performer has a very, very, very unique sound. And that sound, to a very great extent, is a consequence of the particular instrument, for example, a guitar, where the pickups were placed on the guitar, the amplifier he used, and also very, very much what he used or she used in terms of a cabinet. So I hope you enjoyed this. Someday I'll do like really classy, cool videos. But for now, this is a lot of fun. Have a great day.